Hi there, this is my developer/development commentary on my Team Fortress 2 map. My name is Brandon Langford. My map is called Beacon, and it is named such because of the giant sort of structure in the center that resembles a beacon. Now, this level, I've always wanted to sort of create a small, compact, fast-paced map in a game like this. Like I've played FPS games for a long time, so I enjoy how they play, and I think I understand them enough to the extent that I can have a lot of fun making a level like this. So the main idea behind this is there's obviously one key point in the center, because that's how King of the Hill works, and because there's one key point in the center, everybody's fighting for it, as you can see the AI are doing right now. And with that, I wanted to create a sort of environment around it that's compact enough and has so many different ways of getting to that point that it's almost like a maze, but it makes sense because of how compact it is. Like, I've maximized space. Everywhere in this map is used. Like, unless it's a wall, of course, or cover. Now, one main thing that you may notice about the level straight away, it's very small. Now, for most TF2 maps aren't usually this small. They're usually a bit bigger than this. But I wanted to go for this and try it out. Now, of course, I've had feedback that is mainly negative towards its size. But I genuinely think that the size can help it out. Now, the size of the map allows for the sort of combat and the just the fights in general, just the capturing and the pushing for the control point and back and forth. A lot of that is very fast paced. And because it's a small map, your enemies can't hide from you. So a lot of it is all tactics. It's like a run and gun almost. And I think in a game as chaotic as TF2, I think that's perfect. I think crazy games like this, look at this, you've got Medic and Heavy just sort of sat back here ready to go forward. And we have obviously engineers placing teleporters and turrets and dispensers down. And that's great. But because of how compact this map is, everywhere can reach everywhere. Everywhere links up. Almost every building has a door to the outside. Not every room has a door to the outside, but every building leads to the outside. There's so many paths that sorry, I'm stumbling a lot. There's a lot of paths in this level that it just sort of creates chaos, and I think that works a lot. Now, of course, the size can lead to a lot of drawbacks. People might feel like they're getting killed too often, and I think that can sort of be mitigated when you realise that that's not what this level's trying to go for. You will die a lot. There are maps in the past that have been done to this scale. I can think to Call of Duty. There's a map called Shipment. That map is really small, and yeah, I know. While that's still only 6 versus 6, and this is what I've set this to 8 versus 8, and I think that's a perfect size for this. I think any more and you'd be tipping the balance too much, and any less and it just wouldn't be fun. It'd be dead. There wouldn't be enough. So having a small map might seem bad on the surface, but I think it's good enough that you can still enjoy it. Now, obviously, if small maps are not your thing, then you don't have to choose it. No one has to pick the map because they don't want to play it. But that's all about choice. But what I think I can do with this, and what sort of allows people to benefit from playing a map like this, is they can sort of experience something new. This is something different and unique. The normal loop for TF2 is a lot bigger than this. So I think my small, compact map is sort of unique and different to the normal, like, status quo of Team Fortress 2. And one other thing that sort of benefits from both the size and the way the map plays is the symmetricality. Like, the symmetricality of the map sort of affords the players a lot of knowledge. If you've been through one side of the map, you know what the other side looks like. It's fair and balanced, and people can reach the same areas in the same amount of time. Like, I mean, look at the amount of people that are strewn about this map. Like, it's just identical on both sides. Like, it's completely fair. There's not, like, too much sway on one side, and there's not, like... there's just not, like, no one is stomping each other. It's completely balanced and fair. And I like that. I think that sort of... like, one thing I've always enjoyed about Team Fortress 2 is how its maps tend to be symmetrical. Like, usually down one line of symmetry, whether it be an L shape, or a box like this, or whether it be like a circle, or even if it isn't, like a sort of irregular shape, but it has a one line of symmetry down the middle, then it's being symmetrical is perfect for a map like this. Now, what else I think works well for this map is the affordance, and how how the players are directed. Like, because of how narrow all the corridors are, it's very easy to move around the map and understand where to go. And there's a lot of cover and rocks sort of blocking your path and sort of forcing you down into certain areas. And now, of course, that might bring advantages to certain characters, say Pyro or Heavy, but that's sort of like, that's balanced by other elements of the map. Like, there is one big huge sightline on either side of the map for Sniper, and I think that works in its favour too. For the theming, of course, there is obviously, you've got industrial blue, and you've got like your sort of typical, like, more like woodworky. I'm not quite sure too much, but like, they tend to be industrial on blue side, and then like not too industrial on red side. So I kept that sort of theme going. We've got like metal blue and then like a red wood. I think that looks cool, and it themes the level quite well. And they're both obviously fighting for this beacon in the middle. This beacon is sort of the it's the control point, and it's what they're trying to take back. And I just think adding like tiny elements of story like that is like, it just brings the level to life a little bit more. Actually, talking of that beacon in the middle, the gimmick of this beacon is it has a raised platform either side, so you can jump to it in the middle as it's raised. Because it's a beacon, it needs to appear grand and sort of, I don't know, it just looks like the centerpiece because it's raised and you can see the platform, and it has those structures either side of it, making it look like something is firing up into the sky. And that just sort of gives the level a bit more character, I think. And it also makes it incredibly obvious what you're trying to capture. Like, not only is our most King of the Hill, not only our most King of the Hill maps do they have their control point in the center, but they typically sort of like put some stuff around it to sort of show off that this is the center of the map. And with this, I've given it this sort of big, sort of metallic-y rock-looking structure. It's like this big spiky thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it gives that beacon vibe. And overall, I would say that this map provides a quick, fast-paced, balanced, replayable map that you can just enjoy and just mess around in. Like, look at that engineer just like upgrading all of his things next to his dispenser. Like, he's just chilling back there, but like seconds later, he's gonna get jumped by a Pyro or a Heavy. Like, he is not gonna last long. But that's because this map is not kind to anybody. Everybody can get killed easily on this map because there's so many choke points and lines of sight and doorways and areas to get shot from. Like, it's genuinely perfect. But that's it for this. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.